A true story about this grandmother. I can't believe my dad did that vile thing to my sister. My grandmother used to say that silence can scream louder than words. Back then, I never understood what she meant. Now, I live with that scream every single day. I was 12 years old when everything in our family began to fall apart. From the outside, we looked normal. A small house, a strict father, a quiet mother, and my older sister Aisha, who was my whole world. She was kind, gentle, and always protected me from our father's anger. He wasn't the type of man who laughed much. His voice alone could freeze a room. But the one person who truly saw everything was my grandmother. She lived with us, an old woman with tired eyes and trembling hands. People thought she was weak, harmless, but she noticed things others ignored. Doors closing too quietly, my sister's sudden fear, the way she stopped smiling. One night, I woke up to hear my sister crying. Not loud, not screaming, just the kind of crying that sounds like someone is trying not to die. I saw my father coming out of her room. That image never left me. The next morning, my sister wouldn't look at anyone. My mother stayed silent, like always, but my grandmother, she stared at my father with a look I had never seen before. It wasn't anger, it was a promise. Days turned into weeks. My sister changed. She stopped eating, she stopped talking, and one evening, she locked herself in the bathroom. By the time we broke the door, it was too late. My sister was gone, the house filled with screams, my mother collapsing, neighbors rushing in. But my grandmother didn't cry. She sat quietly near my sister's body and held her cold hand. That night, she whispered something into my sister's ear. I will speak for you. Everyone thought grief had broken her. They were wrong. From that day on, my grandmother began collecting proof. She wrote dates, times, she hid recordings. She spoke softly to neighbors, to relatives, to people who had noticed my sister's fear but said nothing. Months later, she went to the police. No one believed her at first. An old woman accusing her own son, but evidence has a way of speaking. The trial shook our town. My father denied everything. My mother stayed silent. I was too young to testify, but my grandmother stood tall in court, holding her notebook like a weapon. She told them everything. The court sentenced my father to prison. The day the verdict was announced, my grandmother finally cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a single tear. She died 2 years later, before she passed. She told me evil survives because families hide it. Promise me you'll never be silent. Today, I tell this story for my sister, for my grandmother, and for anyone suffering in silence. Because silence protects monsters. And truth, no matter how painful, sets souls free.